قيما لينذر بأسا شديدا من لدنه ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا حسنا ماكثين فيه أبدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله الواحد الأحد الفرد الصمد الذي لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. وأشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا محمدا عبده ورسوله بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح للأمة وتركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، أيها المسلمون، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله تعالى وطاعته كما قال في كتابه الكريم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم: اتق الله حيثما كنت وأتبع سيئة الحسنة تمحها وخالق الناس بخلق حسن. ثم أما بعد. Brothers and sisters in Islam, everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has enjoined upon us, if we do it honestly, sincerely, out of love for Him, expecting His rewards, and being afraid that if we do not obey Him, He will punish us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accrue to us a lot of benefits on earth, and we will be in bliss on the day of judgment. Everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded us to do, in it there is our salvation. If we ignore what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala out of love for us has enjoined upon us, it's to our detriment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not benefit in any way from whatever we do. Whatever we do, it's to our benefit. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been so kind, so gracious, that He created for us before creating us, and He enjoins upon us things which are beneficial to us, yet He rewards us. So you do something which is beneficial to you, which benefits you in this life and in the life after, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on top of that rewards you. So we should be duly grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Brothers and sisters in Islam, today I will be talking about being dutiful to your family members. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves those who are truthful in their love for their kith and kin. It's very important, brothers and sisters, to honor, to love, to maintain the ties of kinship. If you distance yourself from your family members, you will be responsible for that on earth and in the hereafter. So whatever they do to you, whether good or bad, you have to maintain your relationship with them, because you are doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was castigating the disbelievers, the hypocrites. He was rebuking them and threatening them. One of the things that they would do would be to sever their ties of kinship. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Muhammad, in ayah number 22 and number 23, He says, فَهَلْ عَسَيْتُمْ إِن تَوَلَّيْتُمْ أَن تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَتُقَطِّعُوا أَرْحَامَكُمْ أُولَئِكَ الَّذِينَ لَعَنَهُمُ اللَّهُ فَأَصَمَّهُمْ وَأَعْمَى أَبْصَارَهُم. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is castigating the disbelievers and the hypocrites. He says, would it be that if you were given authority on the land, that you would go ahead spreading mischief on the land, severing the ties of kinship? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the people, the hypocrites, the non-believers, that in case they were given authority, whatever they would concentrate on would be to spread corruption, to spread mischief, and to sever their ties of kinship. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, whoever does that, whoever spreads corruption on the land and cuts his relationship with his family members, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَأُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِي لَعَنَهُمُ اللَّهُ. Those are the faithless people whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has cursed. So as a result of the curse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made them deaf to the path of the right guidance, and He has also blinded their eyes to the right guidance. So if people go ahead spreading corruption, committing sins unabated, severing the ties of kinship, what will happen is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will curse them. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala curses you, there is nothing that you can do which will be successful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cut you off from His mercy and blessings. And in each and every aspect of our lives, we need the mercy and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In a hadith that was narrated by Aisha radiallahu anha, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الرحم معلقة بالعرش تقول من وصلني وصله الله ومن قطعني قطعه الله. So Aisha narrated that the Prophet ﷺ said, kinship or family ties, I don't know in what shape, but family ties or kinship hangs by the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it says, it supplicates, invoking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, saying, Man wasalani wasalahu Allah. So whoever connects me, whoever unites me, alluding to being together with family members, maintaining and developing your ties with your family members, if you do that, then you will be connected to the mercy and kindness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you sever your ties of kinship, you will be disconnected from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you anticipate to get mercy from Allah, if you anticipate kindness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have to be together with your family members. You have to make sure you help them, you solve their problems, you come closer to them, you advise them, you do whatever you can to prove to them that you are an active member of the family. But if you ignore your responsibilities towards your family members, towards your kith and kin, you will pay the price here on earth and as well in the hereafter. So brothers and sisters in Islam, it's very, very important. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu narrated that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, ليس شيء أطيع الله فيه أعجل ثوابا من صلة الرحم وليس شيء أعجل عقابا من البغي وقطيعة الرحم واليمين الفاجرة. So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, there is nothing that you can do in obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, trying to come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will expedite your rewards. In other words, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you the reward of doing that quickly. He will not keep it for any other time. The Prophet ﷺ said is to maintain and develop your ties with your family members. So if you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to expedite His blessings, to expedite His mercy, to expedite His kindness, and to bless you in whatever you do, so you have to maintain and develop your ties with your family members. So the Prophet ﷺ continues that there is no any sin for which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will expedite the punishment. The punishment will come quicker. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not delay it, except three things. The first one, al-baghi, which could be translated as tyranny, oppression, aggression, injustice. So if you are a tyrant, you are treating people unfairly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will punish you quickly in so many ways. So al-baghi wa qati'at al-rahim, and to sever the bonds of kinship. In other words, to cut yourself off from your family members, to separate yourself from your family members. So this is a sin for which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will expedite the punishment. And the third one is al-yamin al-fajira, perjury, which is a false swearing, a false oath. So for example, you go to a court, you've been arraigned as a witness, you know that someone didn't commit a sin, but because you've been paid, so you give perjury, you lie to the court for your own benefits. So according to this hadith, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not keep your punishment, will punish you immediately in different ways. So brothers and sisters in Islam, if you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward you quickly, if you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you quickly, if you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be happy with you, if you want to be successful in your life, you have to maintain and develop your relationship with your family members. It's very important. And actually, those who study sociology, they say if someone enjoys good relationships with his family members, he will be a positive member of the community. In other words, when people look at you, well, how you deal with your family members, if you are good with your family members, you respect your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters, so people will be comfortable dealing with you. But when people see that you don't respect your kith and kin, your father, your mother, your brother, and so on and so forth, they will have reservations. They will be asking themselves, if this person does not respect his father, whom am I that he will respect? If this person does not obey his mother, who am I? If this person is not loyal to his brother, to his sister, to his family members, is he going to be loyal to me? Because loyalty begins with family members. So if you are a bad family member, it will affect the community around you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they want us to get trained in being active members in the society by first dealing well with our family members. So we begin with small circles, and when we get enough skills, we expand it until we become good members of the entire society of human beings. So brothers and sisters in Islam, it's very important. In one of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, he said, if you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you abundant sustenance, to give you abundant provisions, then you should maintain and develop your family ties. In other words, being a good member of the family, helping your family members solve their problems, being kind and generous to them, this will expand your provisions. So if you are a businessman, if you are engaged in some sort of business activities, and you like to reap abundant benefits, then you have to maintain and develop your relationship with your family members. Be kind to them, be generous to them. If you are not, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not bless you. Brothers and sisters in Islam, in a hadith that was narrated by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليكرم ضيفه ومن كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليصل رحمه ومن كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليقل خيرا أو ليصمت. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that whoever believes in Allah, whoever truly and sincerely believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the day of judgment, then let him be hospitable to his guests. If you get visitors, treat them with hospitality. Don't be stingy, because the more you give them, the more you get rewards, and the more Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala becomes generous to you. So among the signs of being a good believer who truly believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the day of judgment, when you get a visitor, you treat him hospitably. You become generous to your visitor. Number two, if you really believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the day of judgment, you have to maintain and develop your relations with your family members. So this is among the signs that really show that you truly believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching over you, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want a lip service faith from you. He wants faith which is manifested in actions. So among the actions that will bring you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to be considerate, to be dutiful, to be caring to your family members. And the third one, the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever truly believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the day of judgment, let him say good words, or else let him keep quiet. So before you say anything, ask yourself, how am I benefiting from it? The people whom I'm talking to, how will they benefit from what I'm going to say? Will it be a sin? Am I lying? Am I accusing someone falsely? So if you know that what you're going to say isn't good for you, for the community, and might bring you the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's better to keep quiet. There are a lot of people who like to talk a lot. Even when they don't have something to say, they will concoct some statements. They will accuse some people falsely because they enjoy saying things that will make their friends laugh. So yes, your friends will laugh, but what benefit will you get? You will be responsible for that in the day of judgment. In the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, he said a person will be punished in the hellfire for 70 years because of one negative statement, one word. will bring you the punishment of Allah for 70 years. So ask yourself before you say anything, is it beneficial to you, to the people who are listening to you? Will it bring you the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Will it bring you the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So if you truly believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the day of judgment, measure your words. Make sure you say good words. Don't just jump into statements for which you don't know the background, the context, and then you end up, the very people whom you want to please, when they find out the truth, they will no longer trust you. So you've lost the trust of these people and you will be responsible on the day of judgment. So brothers and sisters in Islam, it was narrated by Jubair ibn Mut'ib ibn Ali, among the bona fide companions of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يدخل الجنة قاطع. وقال ابن عمر قال سفيان قاطع الرحم. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says categorically that anyone who severs the ties of kinship, who isn't in good terms with his family members, who distances himself with his kith and kin, this person will not enter paradise. According to some scholars, when the Prophet ﷺ talks about someone that he won't enter paradise, if this person is a believer, it means he will not enter at the very beginning like others. So he will be punished for some time for his sins, then later on he will go to paradise. But everyone, when the severe events of the day of judgment will unfold, everyone will be aspiring to go to paradise. So why do you let little things that you could do, why do you let them prevent you from entering paradise among the first batch of the believers who will be going there? So if you want to be among the people who will enter paradise, you have to be loyal to your family members. You have to order them, respect them, be kind to them, be considerate to them. Even when they annoy you, you should not retaliate. When they annoy you, you do otherwise. It was narrated by Abdullah bin Amr bin al-As radiallahu anhu. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ليس الواصل بالمكافئ ولكن الواصل الذي إذا قطعت رحمه وصلها. So the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم says, honoring and respecting family ties is not in terms of reciprocity, that you do what they do to you. So you do or expecting mutual benefit. So what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mean by honoring your ties of kinship is not to reciprocate, or it's not to expect mutual benefits, but rather when they cut you off, you try your best to connect them, to be with them, even if they mistreat you, even if they do bad things to you, because you are doing this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when they cut you off, you maintain these ties. You try to mend whatever has gone wrong. You try to prove to them wrong. You try to prove them that you are otherwise. Whatever they think of you, you're not like that. Even though they mistreat you, you treat them well, because you are doing this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And ultimately, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make you victorious if you do this sincerely, not seeking ulterior motives. So in another hadith that was narrated by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, قال جاء رجل إلى الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال يا رسول الله إن لي قرابة أصلهم ويقطعونني وأحسن إليهم ويسيئون إلي وأحلم عنهم ويجهلون علي. So this person went to the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم complaining about his family members. He said, "O Messenger of Allah, I have family members. I try my best to be loyal to them, to be kind to them, to do whatever they could, but they always cut me off. So I do my best, I reach out to them, but they cut me off. I am loving and loyal to them. I do everything I can to make them happy, to solve their problems, to come closer to them, but they neglect me, they mistreat me. Moreover, I am kind, considerate, and forbearing. So when they say negative statements about me, when they mistreat me, I do not do the same. I don't do the same to them. I rather treat them kindly. I am considerate. I consider their situation, their circumstances, and I am forbearing. So what did the Prophet ﷺ, yet these people, they are cruel to me. So I forbear, I'm kind to them, I'm loyal to them, I forgive their mistakes, yet they are continuously cruel when dealing with me. So the Prophet ﷺ told him, لَإِن كُنْتَ كَمَا قُلْتَ فَكَأَنَّمَا تُصِفُّهُمُ الْمَلْ وَلَا يَزَالُ مَعَكَ مِنَ اللَّهِ ظَهِيرٌ عَلَيْهِمْ مَا دُمْتَ عَلَى ذَلِكَ. So the Prophet told him that if you really treat them the way you've described to me, then you should understand that you are as if you are feeding them with hot ashes. In other words, you are victorious over them. By what you're doing, you are victorious over them. There is nothing that they can do to prove you wrong, or there is nothing they can do to harm you. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will keep an angel protector, an angel supporter, an angel defender with you, so long as you continuously honor your family members. So if, for example, you're dealing with stubborn, obstinate family members who are ungrateful to what you do, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends an angel to protect you, to defend you. And this is a very big honor, to have an angel coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, being with you, witnessing what your people are doing to you, protecting you, praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you. So this will be an avenue of you being blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So even if your family members mistreat you, you do otherwise. Even though they are cruel to you, you continuously be kind to them, because you are doing this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you on earth, and in the hereafter you will be in bliss. So everything that we do, we have to make sure we're doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we have to put into consideration three things. There are pillars of Islam, acts that characterize a Muslim, and there are pillars of worship, things that motivate us to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are three. Your love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you continuously worship Him. You are concentrating on the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is nothing that can preoccupy you from the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot be distracted from the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So because you love Him, you worship Him. And because you are afraid of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being angry with you, then you worship Him, and because you expect abundant rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And actually, scholars say that the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turns into love, because the more you fear Allah, the more you do things that please Him, and the more you do things that please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more you come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the fear of Allah turns into love. You enjoy doing things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded you to do, and as such, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be with you, Allah will protect you, Allah will bless you in everything that you do, and in the hereafter you will be in bliss. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم.